Namaste, my friends. My name is Sid Muntz, and I am a senior facilitator with Studio B. Thank you for joining me for this introduction to the restorative shape that's called legs up the wall. It's kind of common sense what the shape will be. But this legs up the wall has so many benefits for us, it's kind of mind blowing. But you do want to take caution if you have any sort of serious neck or back trouble. Use your better judgment. If you are more than 3 months pregnant, or if you've even had a child, wait 3 months because this is an inversion. Also, any sort of eye stuff, you don't want pressure on your eyes like glaucoma, maybe acid reflux, but you just use your better judgment. And I will have precautions in the support documents for this video, so you can check there. But what's great about legs up the wall is you can do it anywhere if you don't mind looking too crazy sometimes. But I'll show you how we do it. So we just get close to the wall. You put your hip, whichever one, left or right, and we're going to lean onto for me, my left hip's against the wall, right elbow down, and then we just mindfully swing our legs up on the wall. Okay. Why would we want to do this? What's the big deal? Well, what's happening, our thigh bone is sinking into our hip. And what that does, it triggers our rest and heal part of our nervous system. The other part of our nervous system is fight and flight. That's the one we get triggered all the time and we have stress. But when this bone, thigh bone, sinks into the hip, our nervous system starts to slow down and rest. That's amazing. Who knew, right? Also, our lymphatic systems are the fluids draining down into the abdomen, so it helps the stomach digest. Amazing, right? It's just legs up the wall. So if you're a tall person, you might need to have your hips further away from the wall. How far your hips are is really up to you. If your hamstrings are tight, usually a little bit further away. And the opposite is also true. If you're not as tall a person, you're shorter, you can be closer to the wall. And if you're very flexible, close to the wall. So we just relax, let everything start to settle. Right? In our hands, we turn the palms up towards the ceiling and just open the arms away from the body. Not close, you want to be a little bit, give the armpits room to breathe, is what one of my teachers say. And then we roll the shoulders back, right? Our shoulders are always tense. We roll them back, and then we want to bring our shoulder blades together on our back. It's like closing our wings if we had wings on our back. And we close the wings together, and then just relax. That opens the chest just a little bit, but you feel the rib cage open. Lungs expand, you're getting more air. And one last thing to think about is our chin. Our chin is always sticking out or up. So very gently, you just lift your neck, tuck the chin towards the sternum, right, towards your chest. And you'll feel the back of your neck just elongates a little bit, and it feels amazing. It comes into alignment. This is also relaxing your lower back. And then we just settle in. You can gently close your eyes. And then you'd want to stay here for about 5 to 20 minutes, whatever feels good. But of course, if you're at home, you could be laying in your bed and put your legs up the wall. In the office, close the door, just throw your legs up from the wall. I do have to say, this is one of my go-to poses that I do all the time. Uh, if I have a few minutes between activities and I can just chill for a second, this always rejuvenates me uh, so quickly. I love it. So then we're going to get out of this one and I'll show you another option. So the dismount from the shape, I just like to bring my knees down one by one. Then always a little ankle rolling and toe action, just wiggle them out. And I take my right hand above my head, drop the knees to the right. So now I'm just resting my ear on my arm. I'm in a sort of fetal position, not too tense, but just this helps you get your balance, come back into, so you're not dizzy, when you come up. Maybe a few breaths is nice. Then you just slowly press yourself up to a seated position. And again, maybe another few breaths before you move on. So that's option one. If you don't have anything with you and you're at your office or wherever you are. Option two, you're at home, right? I always put a blanket down on the floor. This is a yoga blanket, but it could be any blanket. And then I have a second blanket that goes just under my head. Also, these are all just options. And I use beach towels a lot. So if you have a beach towel around, I just fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then I fold it into thirds. So kind of like this. So you've just made a little yoga bolster out of a beach towel. These could also be beach towels on the floor. So to add this small bolster, you want to put it about 6 inches from the wall. So you're about here. And where we're headed is we're going to bring our legs up, and then you let your tailbone just dip off the edge of this bolster. So we do our same way to get into the shape. I lean to the right, and then I'm going to roll. I have a teacher that loves it. She says you inhale, and then you lift your legs up, just like you're swinging your mermaid tail up to the wall. So now I've got this bolster underneath me. This is kind of tricky. You got to find the right spot. You're not trying to put it in the lower part of your back. So your back, just trying to make a curve. It's got to be closer to your tailbone. So just the tailbone dips off. And you'll feel the difference. You may have to experiment a little bit to find the perfect height. And this could be even lower and you'll feel the difference. It doesn't matter the height of the bolster. Some people can put a whole yoga bolster underneath them. So say it's not in the right position, you want to adjust. Put your feet flat on the wall, lift up your hips, and you can adjust. Get it in the right spot. Maybe you have to move closer to the wall, further from the wall. You just figure out which one is good for you. Then you feel this. This is putting your spine in its natural curves. And that curve right at our tailbone is the one that we don't sit in a position to keep that curve. So this is a nice way to encourage it to be there. And it feels really good because it's the way our spine's supposed to be. So again, we just let the legs relax. Then palms up. Roll the shoulders. Close our wings on the back. Gently lift the head. Tuck the chin. You'll want to do this with the chin once you feel how nice your neck feels. So here comes another option. That's where I have this second blanket. Sometimes it feels nice just for the head to be slightly higher. This is very small height, So that's one option this way. Oh, maybe you need a little more support on your neck. You can just roll the blanket and slip it under your neck. So now you've kind of made a neck roll. This also feels quite nice. Okay? Neck options, head option. Next thing that's fun, I use a washcloth, or if you have an eye pillow, it's always nice to cover the eyes. It just helps you withdraw more, go inward. Again, palms up, roll the shoulders, wings together, neck in alignment by dropping the chin. And then you settle in. 5 to 20 minutes. You will definitely feel the benefits. This might happen. What if your feet start to tingle or go to sleep? Right? You can bring the bottoms of the feet together and then just slide the legs down a little bit. This would help the tingling in your feet. Your feet should not be tingling. And of course, nothing should hurt. This should all feel very relaxing, and then also a sense of gently opening the body. So no pain. Right? So you find which one of these feels good for you and settle in. Of course, it's nice to have peaceful music playing, or maybe you've got a few minutes at the end of your workday. Maybe you can put your feet up for a few minutes, put on the song that makes you happy or kind of helps you feel warm and fuzzy, and shifting out of your work life into your life. It's just whatever you feel. Maybe you have a diffuser with some essential oil, if that's your jam, little lavender oil in there to help you chill out. Always nice. So then to come out of this one, of course, we remove our washcloth, bring the hands in, drop the knees, hug the knees into the chest gently. Rotate the ankles, wiggle the toes. Then we roll over to one side, extend the arm up, let your head rest on your arm. 1 or 2 breaths. Then inhale and press yourself up to some sort of seated situation. Again, just a couple of breaths to come back. Now we're upright again. That's legs up the wall. That's restorative yoga. I can guarantee you will feel better if you do this. Just that shift in your nervous system, that rest and heal version of our nervous system does not trigger in automatically. That's why we have to practice and get into these shapes that help the body know to relax. So I highly recommend you give it a shot. If you have any questions, of course, you can reach out to me on the Studio B platform. I'd be happy to answer any, or just hear how it's going for you. Or maybe you have some little thing you've added that really makes it nice for you. I love hearing those things as well. So enjoy the rest of the day. Take that pause and a few minutes to reset, and you'll feel much better. Namaste.